What is going on? Welcome back to the CryptoLabs YouTube channel. My name is Colin, and today I was not sure if I wanted to post this video. The reason being is I show a portion of my portfolio and I talk through my positions, and it was a private video that I shot for the Accelerator group. It's a small group coaching program that I like to run. It's my favorite thing that I do inside of the UIG. And reason why I share those types of videos with them is we talk through my positions, what I'm doing all the time, and but why I'm hesitant to share it here on YouTube is because I think a lot of people like to copy. Just give me the route and let me just copy it. But what that doesn't come with is a thought process. It is a thesis, having a thesis. Why are you making the decisions you're making? And so I was hesitant to share this, but if you can look past the actual positions that I'm in, maybe you want to research them yourselves, but look past the actual positions I'm in and look deeper at why or what am I actually thinking about? What's the process or what's the thesis for what I am doing and what I'm looking at? So for the intention of this video here, use it as an educational resource. And again, this was a private video that I shot for the Accelerator group, but I just felt called, like in my gut, I just wanted to give this to YouTube as well because it's valuable information that can help you. I think that could help you manage your Aerodrome pools. Because remember, or maybe you don't know this, but maybe this is valuable to you. On Aerodrome, we can actually see the voting for the upcoming epoch. And so I'm recording this today. It's Wednesday, November 6th is when I'm recording this, but this is for future epochs as well. Is that on Wednesday mornings, it's a great time to look at the voting of the new pool, so we can actually see where are the aero emissions getting distributed to for the upcoming epoch. Dino, he's a member in our accelerator group. He calls it like a crystal ball. We're kind of looking at the crystal ball into the next epoch to see, hey, are the returns that we are expecting to get roughly the same as I got last week? And so now I can take a look at the performance of my positions in the last couple of weeks, and I can look forward into the next epoch and see, am I roughly going to get the same percentage, the same APR, the same returns? And for me, it was very interesting. So watch the video, use it as an educational material. Don't copy, please don't copy. You're just doing yourself a disservice. Use it as a starting place to then springboard yourself into investing in DeFi. So hopefully this brings you value. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that fun YouTube stuff, and drop a comment below if this was valuable. Let me know because I want to make sure I'm providing great content to you here on the YouTube channel as well inside the UIG and the Accelerator group. So with that being said, let's hop into the video. Peace. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, November 6th, 10:58 a.m. Central Standard Time. So just for a reference in terms of where we are timing-wise, the intention for this quick video here is to show you kind of what I'm doing, what I'm thinking about in terms of my Aerodrome pools, and because it's Wednesday morning and the next epoch 63, pops off in about, I think it's 8 p.m. CST for me. So in about 9 hours, the new epoch is going to start. And so what I want to do on Wednesday mornings is look at my current positions and then look ahead in what Dino calls that crystal ball that Aerodrome, the Dune Analytics dashboard, can give us, and the voting section in Aerodrome. These two links here, these two sites can help us look into that crystal ball to see, are the aero emissions that are coming in the next epoch going to be similar to the previous epoch? Now, why is this valuable? This is really valuable for us as investors because we can, again, use a crystal ball to future pace, look into the next week and look at, are the returns that I'm currently getting in my pools here, then you can see right here. And I'm going to scale them from highest APR down to lowest APR, 217%. Look at all the highest ones are all my full range pools. We'll talk about that in a minute as well. But we can look into the future of the next epoch that's coming and look, are the votes pretty much in line with what they've been in the past, so that I can see if the APRs are going to be roughly the same. So I'm actually going to do all of them. I'm going to go through my entire portfolio and cross-reference and talk through it, show you my process, and then hopefully it can give you a little insight on how you can look into, use the Dune Analytics dashboard and the voting mechanism, or the voting sheet here on Aerodrome, to look at your pools to make the decisions for next week. Okay, let's dive in. So my first one is Bava Aero, the Baklava Aero. It's a full range pool. Now, I should say this. I very much need to say this. Don't just copy me. Please don't just copy me. This portfolio that I've developed is something I've been working on for quite some time, and it fulfills my goals, my personal goals. So don't just copy me because we are doing different things, okay? So anyways, I'm in a Bava Aero pool here. It's a full range pool. I got about $2,000 in it. And I got about $77 in rewards that I can ready to claim. And it looks like it's been doing about 200 to 217% APR for the last couple of weeks. Actually, it's been pretty similar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the pool. And I'm on VFAT, by the way. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to find the pool contract right here. I'm going to copy that address. I'm going to go to the Dune dashboard. This is dune.com /0xkHMER /Aerodrome. Okay. And basically, this is all the data that shows all the information on Aerodrome's voting system with the aero emissions that we're earning when we're invested in the Aerodrome ecosystem. And what I like best about this is coming all the way down here to protocol revenue, Aerodrome pools. And I'm going to paste in that pool address right here. And what that's going to show us is all of the previous epochs that this pool has been with. And this is the most recent epoch. Okay, so we are currently, today is Wednesday, and we are just wrapping up epoch 62, and epoch 63 is going to start this evening. So what am I doing here? Well, what I'm doing is I'm looking at the previous like 6 or 7 epochs, meaning this past 6 or 7 weeks, and I'm trying to get a gauge on what is the trend. What is the trend in regards to the votes and in regards to the percentage of the votes? Because those two figures kind of paint a good picture on if we are going to be earning rewards that satisfy our goals. Okay, let's dive in a little bit deeper. So this Bava arrow over the last, the last 6 or 7 epochs here, we can actually see a steady increase in voting every single week. Now, of course, there's this little outlier here in epoch 59, where there was a massive jump from 10 million votes to 15 million votes, and then it went back down to 12, and then it's creeped back up to 13, creeped back up to 13. So overall, this is a really healthy trend. And so what I'm looking for is the next epoch, are the votes in line with this current voting trend? Okay, so again, what I'm looking for, roughly looking at these last 4 or 5 epochs, I'm hoping when I click on Aerodrome and I paste in the pool address that the current voting for epoch 63 is around 13 million. If it's around 13 million with about 1.7% of the votes, then I can assume, if the TVL hasn't moved drastically, it's something else we can look at, but if the TVL hasn't moved drastically, then I could estimate that I would earn roughly the same amount of rewards for the upcoming week. Hopefully all this makes sense. Okay, one more time. So I'm looking at Bava Arrow. I'm looking for, is the votes around 13 million, and I can go down a million or up a million because I'm okay with that, but around 13 million with about 1.7% of the votes. I'm going to go to Aerodrome. I'm going to go to the vote section, and I'm going to go here in the search bar. I'm going to paste in that address. And I'm looking right here. Oh my gosh, look at this. 13.2 million votes with 1.9% of the total voting. So again, I'm going to look back. 13.2 million, 1.9% here, 13 million. So it's right in line and actually has received a little bit more of the votes in comparison to previous weeks. So what's that telling me? That's telling me that based on the current voting for the next epoch, I can estimate that I'm going to earn probably about the same amount of returns of aero emissions here in terms of the APR. So I can estimate roughly next week, I should expect somewhere between 200 to, again, 220% APR for this full range pool. So for me, my decision making is, okay, I love this pool. I like these assets. This has performed really well for me. I love the APR. Are you kidding me? 200% on a full range pool, and with the upcoming epoch, roughly about the same. I'm sticking with it, right? Okay, this will go much faster for all of these, but hopefully the repetition will help solidify it. So I'm looking at wrapped ETH USDC now. I'm going to click here, scroll down, pool contract. I'm going to press copy. I'm going to go to Dune Analytics. I'm going to paste in here. And what this is going to bring up is the wrapped ETH USDC pools. And now we're looking at the trend. Is this trending in the right direction? Okay, I'm going to go back the last 6 or 7 epochs. 75 million, 70 million, 69, 87, 80, 84. So what we've noticed here is that it's not a clear trend in one direction. It's sort of bouncing back and forth between that, 68 million and what's the highest here? 87 million. 68 million to 87 million. So for me, this is a much more steady pool. And so I don't necessarily need to see more votes than last time, but roughly the same would be great for me. So I'm looking at somewhere around 84 million votes, around 10 to 11 to 12 12% of the total vote. So if those two are in line for the upcoming epoch, all good for me. So what I'm going to do, go to vote, paste in the pool contract address, going to bring up wrapped ETH USDC, and we're seeing here 86 million votes have been in, 12.49% of the total vote. Let's go back to Aerodrome, or doing analytics here. So what was it, 86? Look at this. 86 million is the current votes, and that is more than last week, more than the last couple of weeks, and right up, I think it's going to end up right around what it was in Epoch 60. And it shows that the percentage of votes have actually increased since last week. So for me, great pool. Now let's go back to my VFAT here. Again, I got about $2,000 in this pool. I have a nice healthy range, about 15% wide. I've been in range for a very long time now. Doing about, this is actually kind of high for where it is right now. I've seen it be around 50 to 150% APR. Right now it's showing a little bit of a higher APR. But I can expect roughly the same for the next week. So for me, staying in this pool, perfect. Let's move this a little faster here. Wrapped ETH SPEC. Let's go down. Pool contract address, copy. Doing analytics, paste. This will bring up the wrapped ETH SPEC. And okay, this one's a little bit different. Look at this. So we had, let's go back to Epoch 56 here. So we had about 800,000, 1 million, 800, about 600, 1.2, 1.3, 1.1 million votes. So what I'm looking for to keep that APR roughly the same, I'm looking for about over a million. I would like over a million votes to come in, and roughly 0.16 to 0.18 would be perfect in terms of the percentage of votes. So right now, this is what I'm looking at, over 1 million votes. Let's go over to Aerodrome voting, paste, wrapped ETH SPEC right here, 1.1 million votes, 1.66% of the total vote. Again, this pool is projected to be roughly the same in terms of the APR. And because I have a wide range, there's a wide range at 30%, it's been bouncing between about 100, this is kind of low actually, about 140 to about 300%, depending on the current price and how much active, how many, the active TVL that is earning the rewards, right? So for me, I'm going to keep this pool. This is right in line with my goals. And because of this wide range, I've been in range this entire time. So that's feeling really good to me as well. Okay, let's keep moving. Wrapped ETH Klima. This is a full range pool here. So I'm going to grab the pool address. I'm going to go to Dune. Hopefully this is bringing you value. I know this video is getting kind of long, actually 10 minutes, but hopefully it's bringing you value here. Wrapped ETH Klima. Okay, so a lot more consistent here. Look at it in the past, look at how many epochs. Holy smokes. It's been roughly the same for a very long time, around 30 million. So if I can get over 30 million votes with over 4%. So let's simplify it. If I'm looking on Aerodrome and I can see that I'm getting over 30 million votes with over 4% of the total vote, this pool is going to be another solid one for me next week. So let's click here, paste it in. This is, wrapped ETH Klima. Yep, 32.9 million votes, 4.7. So again, this is a full range pool, right in line with what I'm expecting it to produce. And for this wrapped ETH Klima pool, it's been doing about 160. I would say this is fairly accurate, actually, 168% APR. So for me, staying with it, love it. Now I actually split my capital. So instead of going all in on the wrapped ETH Klima, I did split it between USDC Klima and wrapped ETH Klima. And this is another full range pool, doing roughly the same APR. But I did want to split the capital. It was something that I felt called to do. But let's check it out here. So USDC Klima, I'm going to go down to the pool contract address. I'm going to paste this in right here. Okay, yeah, so a little bit more. I liked the trend on this the last couple of weeks, so I liked how it was getting a lot more votes. So anyways, you got these are kind of outliers. I mean, not outliers, but like you can see that it's increased in terms of the percentage of votes here. So we got 4 million, 9 million, 5 million, 5 million. And so again, this is trending down slightly. And so this is something I want to look at for this pool. If it's less than 5 million, this might be something just to take a look at. Hey, is my capital can be used elsewhere, especially as I'm in a massive profit in this pool? Or is it going to be roughly the same and I might stick with it? Let's talk through it. So again, what I'm looking for is over 5 million votes with roughly, roughly 0.6 plus in terms of the percentage of votes. But this is really what I'm looking at. Is the voting over 5 million in votes? Let's find out now. Paste. Here we go. USDC Klima. Yep, 5 million, over 5 million votes with 0.73. And so I actually think that's more. Yeah, it was more than last week in terms of the percentage of votes. And it is going to be roughly the same as it was last week in terms of the voting structure. So for me, with this pool, as I'm in a profit, which is nice, roughly around 160% on a full range pool, that's going to be estimated roughly the same for next week. Staying in it. I love this, right? So this is very, very successful so far. Next one. This is a new one that I've entered, and I just realized that the Well token was Moonwell's native token. It's a lending platform that I'm using, and I really like it. I love Moonwell. I like what they're doing. And so for me, I said, yeah, this is another full range pool with two assets that I like and want to have exposure to. This one's doing a little bit less than my other full range pools, but around 85 to 90% APR. And a full range pool, I will take that all day long, especially with two assets I really like. Okay, so I got a little bit less here, $775 in this pool. But now I'm looking at, is the APR going to be roughly the same next week, right? So same process here. Let's grab the pool address, doing analytics. Oops, click the wrong button. Give me a sec. Let's go up here. Paste. Here we go. Wrapped ETH well. Now what I'm looking at, I like the reason why I entered this, and I'm going to be clear here, is I love this trend. I love the assets themselves, but I love the trending of the votes here. 9 million, 9 million, 9 million, 10 million, 10 million, 16, 21, 26. This is a great trend, and especially for a full range pool, this is really attractive to me, right? And so even though the APR is less than some of my other full range pools here at 90% APR as opposed to 160 or 200, it is still a really solid opportunity for me, right? Again, for my goals. So again, what we're looking for is, if I'm expecting the same APR, I'm hoping to see roughly 26 million votes for this wrapped ETH well pool. Okay, so I'm expecting it to be over 3% of the total vote and roughly 26 million. Let's find out right now. I haven't checked this. Let's see. Here we go. Wrapped ETH well, 26.4 million votes, 3.8 of the total vote. So that 26, I actually think it's more than last week. Let's take a, a little bit less, but there's still voting to be done. So with roughly the same votes as last week, this pool is going to project roughly the same APR, about 80 to 100% APR. And that is something that I'm very, very satisfied with, especially with two assets I like in a full range pool. So hopefully this brought you some value today. This is something that I do every Wednesday now. Every Wednesday morning, I check this out. I look at all of the pools. Are the assets still in alignment with what I'm looking for? Are they holding their pool value? Meaning, are these assets like still something that I would want to hold and have exposure to? Are the returns satisfying? Oh, actually, you see this wrapped ETH USDC dropped down to 61%. So it was 170 before, 61. It keeps fluctuating back and forth, but roughly, is the APR what I'm looking for? Is in alignment with my goals? And then can I use Dune Analytics and the voting platform here on Aerodrome to check to see if the voting structure for the next epoch is going to be roughly the same as it has been in previous epochs? And is it trending in the right direction? For me, yes, 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 all green check marks across the board. And so I am sitting pretty with my portfolio, and I'm actually going to be claiming soon. And let's talk about that very quick. So I have a $222 of Aero tokens. As you can see, all these Aero tokens that are ready to be claimed. But what I've watched, this is why I haven't claimed, and this hopefully brings you value as well, is I was going to claim roughly around here. I was like, well, it's about $100.10. I think I'm going to claim. And then I said, wait a sec, this is just massive green candles. There's no stopping. I'm actually going to wait and pay attention, as the election continues to move on and see what happens with Aero. And it just kept going, and it went to 120. It went to $1.30. And I said, you know what? I'm going to keep holding. So for right now, I'm not taking profit yet. I'm on the computer all day today, so I'm just going to keep watching. Will this break down? It actually looked like it broke support here real quick. I mean, just very quick. This is not like a big one, but like right here, it was a line I was really looking at. Will it break 130 up? And if it did, it might continue to go up, and that's what it looks like it's doing now. If it hit 130 and it bounced off resistance here and it came back down, then I'd probably lock in profit there at $1.30. Because again, my goal is to take profit in Aero, convert it to stable coins, and then move that into my bull run bag in the form right now of Sol and Render, the two that I'm building at the moment. So hopefully this brought you some value today. I know this video was getting kind of long, but if you guys got any value in it, let me know, and I'll just keep creating content like this for you guys. And really appreciate you, and we'll talk soon. Peace, guys.